In the midst of heated racial tension mounting in the United States during the 1960s, Olympic sprinters John Carlos and Tommie Smith took a stand. Following their respective third place and first place finishes in the 200-meter race at the 1968 Olympic Games, they showed us an image of defiance and pride. With the national anthem playing in the background, Smith and Carlos raised opposite fists covered by black gloves to salute black power. At the time, however, with activists such as Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr., the Black Panthers, as well as many other groups taking place in demonstrations for equality during the 60s, this act by two Olympians could never shock the public. Or could it? Surely this demonstration could never compare to the many marches, sit-ins, and other activist movements, with people such as Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr. already using multiple tactics to achieve equality. Two men in USA warm-ups with single black gloves on their hands would never be remembered, would they? With their heads facing down at the ground, full of pride, medals around their necks, shining bright in the Mexico City Stadium lights, arms stretched to the sky, glove-covered fists clenched as tight as possible, an attempt toward equality was taken for a country that was desperate in need. A simple act on the world stage in the hope that people would notice that changes needed to be made. Things, however, did not always turn out as glamorously as one may have hoped. The two African-American medal-winning sprinters would be immediately suspended from the United States team and sent home from the Games. How quickly achievements can be forgotten. However, being suspended may have been the least of their worries. The two men who sported the black gloves made famous by the Black Panthers would return home to an overwhelmingly negative response. Although many praised them for the demonstration, Smith and Carlos would be flooded with hate mail, death threats, and fear for the years that immediately followed. The men would have trouble living any kind of a normal life, let alone the type that they felt they were fighting for. Lives that at a moment could not get any better with Olympic victories, immediately turned upside down within the matter of minutes. However, these men's pride and will to fight for what they believed in stood stronger than any words could speak. Nothing could silence their defiance. John Dominus's photo on August 1st, 1968 in Mexico captures an image of defiance and the drastic measures that were taken in this time period so that people could be respected for who they were and not the color of their skin. The photo itself features perhaps a step toward this, while the two black men from the USA stand up for what they believe in. The white second-place sprinter from Australia wears an OHPR badge in support of what Carlos and Smith are fighting for. If only it had been that easy for people to realize back home. The image is now historic and recognized by most. People look at it now in the way they were meant to over 40 years ago.